Boy from PSBB, Padma Seshadri School in Chennai and SSN College of Engineering has called it a day in international cricket. Two fine cricket observers join me this evening. Arun Venugopal from Chennai and Gautam Bhattacharya from Kolkata. Gautam, first to you, as Ashwin says in his retirement message, he's last of the OGs left in the dressing room. He could have stretched it a bit longer, but here it was.
Yes, Ashwin had been, what we call very much his own man. He may have been thinking about it for some time, it seems, but the timing of the retirement does leave a bit of a question. He had always been the quintessential team person. There's still to go. India, with a bit of, with liberal help from Reigns, they had just managed to draw the test match. And there is a realistic possibility of them making the final of WTC as well. So therein lies the question whether he was not in a comfortable space and hence the call or not. Possibly we'll never know that.
Right. Arun, lot has been spoken about his spin. We wouldn't know what has happened behind the resignation and the announcement today. But lots been spoken about his spin, but we don't tend to speak much about him as the batsman. He actually started off as a batsman before he turned into a spinner.
Indeed, and that's the paradox that Rohit Sharma was referring to as well in the press conference today. At the under-17 level, when Rohit Sharma, in fact, was plying his trade as an off-spinner, Ravichandran Ashwin was a top-order batsman. He used to open the batting for the Tamil Nadu Colts as well. Just to dwell a little bit on the circumstances surrounding his retirement, which did come as a bolt out of the blue to a lot of observers. Some of his friends and what they have had to share on social media platforms are instructive in this regard, Veera, where they do talk about how Ashwin has been mulling over this decision for the last few months. And one of them even went on to say that he didn't take Ashwin seriously when he did speak about an imminent retirement.
Correct.
And Rohit Sharma did confirm as much that he persuaded him to stay on and play the Adelaide Test.
Interesting. I read that Instagram post as well. And when I speak to a few people who have shared the dressing room with him at a Ranji level or at a state level or even at school, they say, most of them tell me that there's not much of a change in him, in the persona. Obviously, the demands of international cricket and the pressures of it would have made some changes, but they say he's still very much the same person. Any peek you can give into what's running through Ashwin's mind right now after he's announced his retirement?
I think, like you rightly pointed out, nothing much has really changed, and he's still the same prompt texter. When you actually text him, leave him a message, he's very quick to respond. He sometimes even gets into a discussion. And the one thing that has been a standout, and I've known him for about 8 or 9 years now at a fairly professional capacity, and he has always come across as a very courteous, as a very as a very upstanding guy to talk to. And he's not the kind of guy who will make you feel intimidated. He's not the kind of person who will give you the aura, who will kind of make you feel small, so as to say that I am this huge international cricketer right in front of you. And one of those very tiny gestures that I remember from a few years ago, it's a small gesture, but it is very indicative of what the man is like. I did meet him once at like in his hotel room, and he had ordered some food for himself, and very quickly he wanted to know if I wanted something which he could order for me. And now this may be disregarded as a very small extension of courtesy, but I've seen many people who probably do not venture out to go that extra mile.
I wonder if it was curd rice that was there, given the quintessential Tamil trait. But Gautam,
No. Well,
many have
Ashwin
been
beats those
spoken about.
stereotypes, rather well.
Right. But Gautam, you've seen cricket for so many years. There are many memorable innings. Some would say 2016 against the series in New Zealand, the third test at Indore, where he got 6 wickets in the first innings, 7 in the second innings. Some would rate that as one of his best performances. Any one memorable performance of Ashwin that you think is above the rest?
innumerable, honestly. I mean, for a guy who has taken 5 wickets, every third test match, 2.8 tests, that's what his average is. So, that's what his strike rate is. So, it's difficult to recall any particular ones. I mean, I would say that, uh, it's honestly, I'm at a loss to find out, which one I would rate as the highest one, you know.
But in terms of his batting,
Yeah, in terms of his batting, I mean, see, the 6 centuries are always there. But I would say, only yesterday when Akashdeep and Jasprit Bumrah, they were holding the fort together for India and taking them over the line to help them avoid the follow-on. So we were discussing about that Ashwin and
right,
Hanuma Bihari's effort. That was the thing which he had done in Gaba, and he had done it with a back pain. So for him,
right.
it was always a team first kind of an attitude, and that's
Right.
what worries me with his decision today.
Right. I wish he had stuck around to get a 600 just for the record books and for us to celebrate it a little more, but not to be as he announced it. But thanks very much to the two of you. We'll see how Ashwin, we'll see more of Ashwin perhaps with CSK and club level cricket for the connoisseurs. But that's all we have time for on the Southern View this evening. News and updates continue right here on NDTV.